I'm serious right now. Bolero is so boring. It's the same thing for 14 minutes.
There is a subtle escalation to the
Hang on, we're
music.
moving the couch.
More instruments added.
Uh-huh. Hang on, I'm about to flip dimensions. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Hey, I'm over here now.
That's right, everybody. Melody is finally going to move the couch to the right, as I asked her to do on the very first episode.
Oh, well, you know what? You know what? You can stay over there. Okay, I'm animating this, by the way.
I'm checking the stream as we speak because I'm seeing what the audio levels are, and for once I am pleased by the balance between our audio tracks.
There you go. That's perfect.
Let's see what. No, are you kidding me? I'm so small. I'm minuscule. How could you do this to me?
Okay. Let me just test you.
Bring me back to my original form.
Testy test.
Testy test.
Oh, yay, we've got chat as well.
You thunderhead, you meanie.
It's fine. This is fine. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, but Angelwoman's bigger than Numerone. Hi, Princess Amelia. Oh, thank you.
How could you do this? Oh, this is my voice now.
Thank you for
Hello.
subscribing.
Hello, everybody.
Right, okay. Can someone test some emojis just to see if the emoji rules working? It should be. Just spam a bunch of butts or something. Can't believe that we literally listened to the entirety of Bolero.
But in the 80s.
We listened to all 14 minutes of Bolero trying to get the stream working.
I did not listen to it. I closed off the stream.
It's really good. It's the same like minute 14 times. Just getting a bit louder each time. Someone's there on the volume on the mix, just turning it up slightly with the volume thing. It's like easy for 14 minutes. God bless Italy and God bless Bolero.
Of course, he's slowly turning up the knob of the volume, just as they used to do in the 19th century or whenever.
Back in the olden days in Italia. Okay. I've got it. Okay, Digimon Survive is loading. I'm not seeing it on my stream though. So let me just and
Melody?
Yeah.
Aren't you forgetting something?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Hang on. Let me check this out. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. See, no, not that one.
It would have been funny if we started playing the game and then you were waiting for me to read a line or something, and I was pretending to react to something I could not see.
You know what? You're absolutely right. We did forget something. Welcome back to the stream, and Nostalgia Hog remembers it, so you don't have to.
Okay, first of all, there are a couple of things wrong with what you just said to me. My avatar is not a hog, so if anything, it's Nostalgia Slime. And second of all, I'm not Nostalgia Critic. Why can I not beat these allegations?
I don't know. Meets what Automaton started with him, and they're just kind of stuck, you know?
I like the blank black screen and the Digimon Survive in Godzilla font.
The world needs a
basically.
And it's not. Oh, there it is. Hey, we got it.
I'll be the Dark Knight.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, playing Digimon.
I forget. Did it crash last time? Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go get a coffee.
The Scatman.
Right. Okay, good way to start. This is where we
go.
left off. We
Hang
were
on.
being told to shut up.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, you enjoyed this. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Hey chat, a reminder that as I am not watching the stream, I cannot hear you, nor can I see what you are commenting right now, so you could be saying anything and I would not be the wiser. Also, I'm hoping that Melody has disabled TS.
Why we even watch that lady? I don't know. She says she'll make this into a sticker. I bet she won't. She was supposed to make tokens for a friend of hers 2 weeks ago. He's not seen head nor tail of it, so he keeps mugging me at every Digimon event. Incident.
I'm sorry.
What?
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Mods are a way post. I'm a
Yeah.
mod.
Okay, seems... Okay, welcome to Melody Streams, everybody. This is par for the course. Right, so I would say... So we have gone onto a bit of a hiatus since last time we played this game. But in fairness, that was probably a good time to take a break, considering what just happened. Just let us all simmer for a little bit into this stew of misery that Digimon Survive has turned out to be. So last time, in case you forgot, a kid freaking died for realsies.
Yep.
Dead. Not dead, oh, he's coming back later somehow. Not dead, oh, he gets resurrected by the Dragon Balls. Absolutely gone for good. Ultra super deceased. Blood splatters all over the screen to emphasize the fact that he died violently.
I'm just laughing at the comment. Madhog can't read, so we don't have to.
Dead.
Okay, this reminds me. I have been playing the game Atlas, which is currently in early access. If you know, you know. But there is a tome in the game called the Tome of Unlearning. You might as well call it the book that makes you illiterate. Anyways, that has
Speaking
been
of Digimon.
Madhog's bubble brain for the hour.
I did Highlander today, which is one of each card. I did explain that makes no sense, considering the whole point. It's because it's
When you said you did Highlander, I thought you were declared the one.
I was, but that's
only
that's
one.
another story for another time. How I became immortal. I'll write a book about it one day. I'll call it.
You have to sing
Me
about
Immortal.
it, of course. Now, this is the story of how I became Highlander.
How I
Immortal,
became
that is.
immortal in it. I whistled for a Scotsman, and when it came near, I said, "There can only be one in here." And no, anyway, no.
Actually, it's funny because Sean Connery, Scotsman, Sean Connery was playing a Spanish character in that.
Yeah, but like Sean Connery is always just playing Sean Connery. He's like Jeff Goldblum.
I mean, yes, Sean Connery talks like Sean Connery. That is. You
I'm pretty
cannot
sure he was
confuse
supposed to be a
him.
British
Very
guy in
close.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Sean
Right,
Connery.
English.
Hello, I'm Sean Connery.
Actually, Sean Connery is.
Can't wait.
His character was Egyptian, right, and right, sure. Also, actually, Sean Connery isn't Scottish. He's an Edinburgher. He's from Edinburgh, aka
Okay.
not Scottish. Really,
Okay.
just London in disguise.
Okay.
Right. But I tried to explain, right, to the Digimon players that, oh, it's cute that you're making an homage to Magic the Gathering and their Elder Dragon Highlander, where it's a singleton format, like one of everything. But that doesn't make sense, because the reason it's called Elder Dragon Highlander is because back in the day, when they created it, the idea was that you could play a card throughout the game, right? That's your Highlander, and it was an Elder Dragon Highlander because it's immortal, right? So when the card dies, you play it again for a slightly higher cost. That's the whole idea. So calling the Digimon format Highlander makes absolutely no sense. But then they were like, no, because there can be only one of each card. And it's like, oh my god, shut up. It's not you. I mean, the
imaginary straw man that's not here with us right now. Yes, okay. Okay, well, I'm glad you had a good week, Melody.
It was an okay week. But no, I came third. As you'd expect the 38th best Digimon player in the country to do.
Yes, of course, I would expect the 38th best Digimon player country, or whatever it is you just said, combination of words, to land on the third place.
I was gonna play Bloom Lord.
Beating women.
Okay.
I was gonna play Bloom Lord because most of that's like one of anyway. But then, like,
I'm sorry, Kaito, my man, my guy. Did a raccoon poop on your head?
Yes. That
Okay.
is some
Continue,
interesting
please.
three color shading. But anyway, so yeah, I was gonna play Bloom Lord, but then I was like, you know what? I don't want to win. I want to lose. So I threw together Mastamon. Surprisingly, she did all right.
That seems... Okay, I don't want to win. I want to lose.
But I still came third.
Spoken like the 38th best Digimon card player in the country.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Alright. Bacalayoda, Perry the Platypus. So,
they love each other really.
So, these two appeared to have already developed a complete dynamic between the two of them, entirely off screen, because... Okay, what did they say? What did they say, Melody?
Madhog wants to get to the next child death ASAP. I'm not putting past this game because we've already had one person die.
You know,
I have a feeling
I
he's
wish
not far off.
You know, I wish you could rephrase that into something less potentially legally dangerous for my person. You know? As I was saying, what the hell was I saying? Oh, right. So these two, Drachmon and that guy with
They've
the
developed,
raccoon
they've developed a
feces
little
on
back and
his head.
forth. They've developed a...
Yes,
oh,
they
free
did-
action! Free action!
But they
My
did that
favorite!
entirely-
Ah!
They did that entirely off screen because we just met them when they were already together. It was never shown when they met each other. So that's interesting. And I thought this was going to lead to some kind of twist. Such was not the case. Spoiler alert.
Oh, but
This is
Madhog, it's
an
free
observation.
action. My favorite bit of the
Yes,
game.
I understand that it is your favorite
Clicking
part
for
of
half
playing.
an hour
Yes.
just to try and figure out how to move the friggin'
Okay.
story forward. It's-
Melody, I mean, it's your fault. You can move along quite fast. All you have to do is avoid all the battles
If
and
whatever
just go to
happened
the points of
Takuma,
interest
all human
and
would lose
consume
it.
all the points by talking to characters. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes if you know what you're
All
doing.
human would kill everybody and then themselves.
Raffleness has changed. Blah
Okay.
blah blah blah. Be right back, Takuma. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Bye. Oh, it's already there. Okay.
Okay. Unpopular take. British voice actor for Agumon. Just the best. Agumon.
I wouldn't know how
Yeah.
that sounds.
Why, Toy? Oh, it's perfect.
I mean, it's too baby even for Agumon.
Yeah, but Agumon is baby.
I think you will agree that the little critter from Digimon Ghost game is more baby.
Yeah, but so they made him sound like Stitch weirdly in the English sub.
I think Agumon needs to be Stitch, and the other guy needs to be baby. You have 11 moves, Melody. Use them wisely.
If I've learned anything from this game, I really don't.
But aren't you invested? Kids can die for real. If you die in the game, you die in the game.
Means automaton,
Right?
you mean in Minecraft. Oh, when you get these videos demonetized. Oh,
That's right. People can be like that. No, not at all.
yeah, the weird,
All the voices are the same.
the weird thing that gets me, right, with YouTube censorship is when, like, you know when it's like historical stuff? And like people will still
Yes.
self-censor because they don't want to lose monetization and stuff. And it's like,
I am aware, yes.
where does that end and stuff? Like if they were doing like a World War II documentary, it's like, and then they invaded Poland in Minecraft. It's like, what? No, just.
Yes, I agree that censorship has
I think
gone
it's
out of control.
it's
You cannot
contextual.
say entire words in the common dictionary because it will upset somebody. Apparently, we entered into some sort of
yeah.
technological puritanism these days, which facilitates the advent of fascism. By the way, so you cannot even talk openly about suicide.
Oh, no,
Because
you mean sewer
you do-
slide. Sewer slide. Sewer slide is what you meant to say.
Yes, that's what I meant.
don't wanna
Sorry,
get
I
demonetized,
slurred
don't
my
stop.
word. I slurred my word there. Sorry, I meant sewer slide. You cannot talk about sewer slide because the political correctness of it all. I was supposed to tell my followers about the great sewer slide crisis of '98, where all the sewage was reversed on the streets, right? It's ridiculous. How can I report facts if I'm a journalist? Oh, I get it now. Apparently,
but-
that's why misinformation is so easily spread. You cannot be a journalist anywhere.
But like the thing is, I think it's context dependent, right? I think like, yeah, people shouldn't be just so like talking about, you know, or saying KYS to like people like online, just like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I do think like if it's like within a historical context or you're just relaying the events of something that has happened, like I think that shouldn't fall under like YouTube guidelines. You get what I mean?
Yes, but here's the thing, that actually does already fall into the YouTube guidelines. I upload videos enough times during the course of a year that I see that they will give you a series of options to make what is said and done within the video contextually accurate to specific guidelines.
But
That should be all technically protected, but then it isn't because
some people
there is
just
something
avoid it.
fundamentally
Yeah.
broken with the algorithm.
I'm
There's
saying
an
that I
expect-
hope I don't get demonetized. As if I even made enough money. I don't make any money on YouTube. I still keep uploading there though.
Madhog also had their own website.
But if I
that
did
well,
one
posted
day, by
videos.
golly.
It was called that Mon with the
Well,
mustache.
technically, my YouTube, as we speak, is still monetized. I make only barely enough to get a payout basically once every 2 years. So that tells you everything.
Well, don't spend it all in one place. Don't you go to
Right.
the sweet shop now.
Oh wow, I have enough money to buy 5 video games now. That's great. 5 small video games.
I wonder if it's like monetization settings. Maybe I've not turned on monetization. I don't know.
Do you not know that you have monetization settings? I have been talking about it for the past 5 minutes. You not only have monetization settings, you also have settings for what kind of content you have on your video to facilitate what kind of ads you may or may not have on said video. There is a surprising level of nuance in the way you can set your monetization features on YouTube, which is refreshing, even though they don't pay you anything,
And that
because
is
it's
how
still
we know
YouTube.
Brexit was a mistake.
Brexit was a mistake in Minecraft, me automaton. It never happened. It's not. I choose to believe that it didn't.
You know what needs to happen? Scott exit.
Skexit.
And
No,
while we're at
Skexit
it,
sounds too
the
much
complete-
like Skexis. Like from Dark Crystal.
Skitsy! Please! Ah!
Me to Tom, I know you're Scottish, right? But look at it this way, right? If in the future you're ruled over giant vulture puppets, is that any different to who you're ruled over right now by the English? I
I
think
mean,
not.
no. I mean, basically the same people, really.
Well,
Anyway, do not push yourself so hard. It is plain to see. No way, don't be ridiculous. Dialogue, sigh, I thought so. Minoru, you seem pretty down. I guess couldn't fool you. This is excellent voice acting, and I guess Minoru is not an exception. Why could I do anything? In film school, they teach you about the acting process for films by French director Jean Renoir, in which he had actors read up the phone book in the most neutral intonation they could possibly master. The goal there was to get them to forget the melodramatic nature of acting and trying to foster the sincerity of speaking naturally from their performances. This is what I'm doing right now. I did a yes, kuna moment, basically real. This is the result. You see how natural the dialogue flows, how naturalistic the performance is. Tell me truthfully, what do you think of this equipment?
wait,
You can
wait.
definitely hear the real human being coming out of my performance right now.
Where would you build?
Oh, come on.
Where would you
We
build
can
second
call it.
Glasgow?
Glasgow Jew.
What?
Where would you build second Glasgow, Mito Tomaton? Right on top of the ruins
Oh.
of Edinburgh. How did they get ruined? Don't worry about that.
Are you saying that Edinburgh is actually in Scotland? Because that's what I'm hearing. You confused me. You told me
Second
lies.
Glasgow would be roughly 2 miles from Glasgow.
You know what? I think my criticism with this game is I get that the whole point is it's like an interactive novel. But
It's a visual novel, yes.
at least in Cyber Sleuth, you're running around and you're exploring and you're having fun while you go to
Melody.
Shibuya
Melody.
for the 50th friggin' time.
Melody, you say this, and then you get stuck for an hour because you didn't realize you had to
Sit on a couch.
advance the game by sitting on a couch.
Well, how were you
So, yes,
supposed
I
to know you had
did-
to sit on a couch?
I
Nothing
don't
hinted.
miss that. So I'm glad that this game, for a change, is actually hand-holding you the entire time, so there is no risk in getting lost for ages.
I guess, but like, Digimon
It's
Adventure
the
1.
other extreme end of the balance, you
I
see.
want that experience again. Digimon Adventure 1. I wanna be walking around and exploring
Melody,
and
Melody,
accidentally
did-
like
did
stepping
you-
somewhere. It's like, oh my
I'm
god, there's
sorry.
the King of the Numamon. And oh my god, I'm
Melody?
in Toy Town. Yeah.
Did you mean to say Digimon World?
What did I say?
You said Digimon Adventure.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
it's
Well,
Sonic
the same thing.
Adventure.
But Digimon World. I wanna be having noodles with my Leomon.
Digging around at the speed of thought. Got places to be, gotta pick up that poop.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes
Oh,
the Digimon
What's
eat the
that?
poop.
What's that? What did he give you? What did he give you?
He gave
What
me
did he
a little
give you?
thing. He gave me a thing.
Let me see the item menu. Let me see the menu. I want to see the items. What did he give you? It might be important. It might be important. Maybe it's something you need to equip. Pay attention to the game. You know, something you're supposed to do. What you have there? That's meat, ribs, potency crystal, melody. I'm going to slap myself for not pointing this out earlier. You have to equip items to your Digimon. You have equipable items. This is how you get them. This is why you have to interact with the world. This is why you must engage the moves. Melody.
How do I equip that?
You have to go to the menu with your characters in them.
Lettuce?
I think,
Melody, you must
and
live in a
maybe there is the
society.
option to equip items here. Equipment, there it is.
What? No. I want a potency crystal. What? Huh?
You have quite a lot of items, as it turns out. What are you doing?
Oh.
I think the potency crystal is already equipped. Okay. Are you good? Are you fine? Are you doing well? Do you need emotional support?
Okay, I think I'm getting that.
Have you been spending any time growing affinity with your party members?
Probably.
Is
Maybe.
it fine?
Alright.
Okay, well,
Is it cool?
continue doing
Is it
so,
casual now?
is all I'm going to say. Menu management is half the game when it comes to RPGs.
Okay.
Kaito has to speak now. Oh, hey, Kaito, how are you doing? Oh, hey, come on, handle the vegan. As you can see, I am bringing forth the truth of the actor. But I only included anything. Yeah, I'll never forgive myself. No, Kaito, it wasn't your fault. That's right, it was out of our hands. Still, I wanted to apologize. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I'm not consider. The number you dialed
You're a
up is
good
in
guy,
existence.
you're really honest. You've got some sense. What if I don't want to say something nice to him?
It's your prerogative.
I can't though. Everything's just like, you're such a great guy, Kaito. You're
I mean, there is no reason to be mean to him, in general.
I want to be.
Well, if you want to be mean to him, never use Drachmon in battle, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Kaito, you sure are alive.
Oh yeah, that
For
reminds
now.
me, that has been bugging me too, I'm not really sure myself. What is Drachmon's voice again?
They gave him one in Digimon Ghost Game. I think it's just your stereotypical henchman. You know, like me.
Yeah, it's me, Jimmy Two Bullets. That's all I need to kill ya. Yes. Wise guy, hey?
if it got an American dub, it would have the voice of Joe Pesci. So.
I mean, yes, it would be a 2-bit mobster from the 1920s, basically. This is what we do to snitches, see? We kill them, see? Ending every sentence with C, see? Right. Okay, so going there, you see the little hourglass.
Yeah.
Going to those places will consume a move. It will take time to do so. If you played a Persona game, you know how this works.
Takuma and the others are sure to love this Takuma.
Takuma, the others, I might as well look around a bit more while I'm out
sound
here.
like Dr. What's his face from that show.
Ah, Penny the
Doofenshmirtz.
Platypus, here you are! Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Oh, yes.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
Call me Pee Pee, you wanna reach me. Call me Pee Pee,
Oh,
you
yeah.
wanna reach me.
I'm your
Doesn't
average
matter where,
girl,
just
and I'm
better
here to
win.
save the world.
I will
Oh,
be there for you
let's-
to the very
No,
end.
Melody,
Danger
hold on,
or trouble,
Melody, let's-
I'm there on the
Now,
double.
Melody,
You
wait,
know that I always can call.
stop.
Yeah?
Stop. Let's start from the beginning. In
Can
synchronicity.
possible. Do. There's nothing
I'm your
here.
average teenage girl.
And I'm here to
I'm
save
your
the
average
world. You
teenage
can't stop me
girl.
because
I'm
I'm
here to save the
Save
world.
the
Impossible.
I'm more than I'm
Now,
on my way.
lyrics. It doesn't matter what you do, Digimon, you will always end up here at the shrine.
Maybe if you want to. Why is Agumon so tiny?
Perspective?
Oh no, my Digimon has shrunk. No, he's even tinier than that. Like if I was stepping there, he's coming up to my knee.
Perspective.
No.
Okay,
They've done the perspective.
First of all,
like
maybe those pillars are taller than you might think.
No. Look at the steps, right? That's your foot, okay, and then your knee is coming to just above the step. About this
Digimon is small.
Right, your knee
Those
is
are
about
tall
twice.
steps. You're underestimating how small Agumon is compared to human size.
No,
also,
I can
those
see
steps...
if you had a person, right? You can put this in the editing. If you had a person that was standing next to the shrine or next to the door, like an average person and stuff, you can see that step is about half the height of a knee.
Okay.
So if you come down the stairs, then Agumon is only coming up to your knee there. They've gotten the perspective wrong.
Okay, first of all, Melody, I understand your logic, but it is entirely possible that those steps are taller than you might think, which wouldn't be unheard of with old-timey stone steps. If I wanted to defend this, but I will not.
Nice Father Ted reference. I love it. Love it, me too.
Also, don't give me homework for my editing process.
Okay, check with my camera. Okay, show you. Oh, brother. Oops. Oopsie daisy.
Now, what to do? What to do?
Oh my god, you can hear your camera. Oh my god.
What? Oh, that's a power pineapple. Good. Wait, I think that can give you a permanent stat upgrade. Which would make sense. Well, it would make sense. You know how pineapples work in Digimon, right?
I don't want to have to go into the items menu. It takes so long.
Melody, dear lord.
Training.
Melody, you played both Digimon World and Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah, I know, but
You
their
have no right.
menus were intuitive. This is just...
Were they? Oh, you have a growth stone! You have a growth stone. You have 2 growth stones. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you giving all the items to 1 unit? What are you doing, Melody? Melody, stop! Stop! You can't just put all your eggs in one basket like that. That's crazy.
Just watch me.
She is the only reason I log
That's
onto
insane. Stop it.
Clearly, you've never played Pokemon. I
unfortunately
you can't use all your rare
played
candies
Pokemon.
on one Pokemon. What?
I unfortunately have played Pokemon, so and the way I play Pokemon is the way I play all of my strategy RPGs. I'll have you know, even if I don't need to. Anyway.
Yeah, use your
cannot
free
believe-
use your free moves
I cannot
wisely.
believe
Uh-huh.
you forced me. I cannot believe you forced me to bear witness to such crime against gameplay. This is traumatic for me. This is... Oh! Such disrespect.
Well, like, this is what I'm talking about. You were sort of like saying you've only got 11 moves left. Use it wisely. I've already talked to everybody and I still have 4 moves. I'm...
Okay, well, you can do more than just talk to anybody. The game is trying to encourage you to explore what you have available, but unfortunately, you're also doing a live stream, so your brain is being pulled into 2 different directions. And you have absolutely no patience for this. You skip all the tutorials, you dump all of your upgrade items to 1 unit.
The best one, the
Which is
one that will turn into
infuriating.
Rosemon, obviously.
Oh, that's what you think. I
Yeah.
see.
A bear? It's a Florimon. Yeah. Yeah.
Melody is a lot like the GIC. Lots of patience
Good times.
but no interest in seeing it.
Anyway,
Topical.
you have 4 moves left. See if you haven't exactly talked to everybody.
no
Have you
teeth,
talked to
yeah.
twins?
No, I'm not touching you.
No, you haven't. Let's go.
No, you're restless, yes. Don't worry, they'll all be dead soon. And we shall feast upon their blood, for it shall be carousel. And when carousel comes,
Now
we
you're
shall
getting it.
cleanse
Good
the
job,
world.
Melody. You're bringing out the truth of the actor with such performance.
And when the stars arise, we shall notice.
Now,
We
you're
shall
putting
once
too much
again rise
emotion.
from the dead. Sorry.
You're putting too much emotion into this. You need to be more neutral. It's like you're reading the phone book. Remember what Jean Renoir taught us?
Always do drug. No. No, that's not what he said. He didn't say that. No.
You might as well, honestly. Let's go cheer him up. Yes.
Madhog
Hello,
is an
me
Italian
okay?
that has no emotion in their voice.
These
Well,
are my
yes,
children now.
as we all know, Meat Automaton, Italians are not known for emotional or expressive language. That's just not a stereotype that exists at all.
Right,
So-
right. It's not a regular staple of our style of comedy at all.
Very
Not at
monotone
all.
people, not it's all like English people. The amount of the emotion and the enthusiasm that comes from British people that Italians could learn a thing or two.
Yes, I'm sure. I mean, considering how bad some of our governments are, I think we learned already all we needed to learn from good old Britain.
There's a musical that I accidentally stumbled across while listening to stuff like Chicago and Moulin Rouge and Cabaret called Nine. And there's a song that's called Be Italian.
9/11?
No, it's just called Nine. and there, I kid you not, there's a song called Be Italian.
9/11, the musical. 9/11, the musical. On
No.
the day they came
Stop.
with their planes
Stop.
onto the towers, and they died.
And no, stop. And you meant 9/11 in Minecraft. But it's no, but it's speaking musicals.
Okay.
I approached my friend who plays Digimon 2. He's not the 30th best Digimon player in the world. Sorry, in the country. I just promoted myself then.
In the world?
one day, Madhog. And we were talking about, like, there is a Digimon musical out there, but if we were to write our own Digimon musical, right, be Alphamon. He's working at a coffee shop, but his life's in a rut. And maybe he needs Lilymon, his best friend, canonically, to get him, pull him out of his slump. And I came up with a song. I'm coming up with the songs. See, one of them is "Get Your S Together," which so it goes da 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 da, which and it's like how Stella got a groove back, but for Alphamon, right? There's another one as well where Alphamon,
This
he's like,
is making me very happy.
if I'm an Alphamon, why does it feel like I'm a Betamon? And it's good.
Oh, look, it's another freaking upgrade you can
Time
dump
to
into that
sink
one
it into the
Digimon.
flower.
Okay,
I need
but
some other ideas though. Like I feel like Omnimon's gonna be the jerk of the music.
I have an idea. So there is a conflict between the Numemon and what's the name of the mushroom Digimon?
Mushroomon.
So there is this conflict between the Numemon and the Mushroomon. That would be the historical backdrop, quote unquote, for the story. there is a war going on between the two, and there is this one musical number which is basically a duet between the members of the two factions, and it's done in the style of Savages from Pocahontas.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which is probably the worst idea I've ever had in my life, but there you go. It's out there. Savages barely even months.
Oh, right, okay. You want me to ruin a bit of music for you, and you'll never listen to it the same way again? So Savages
Okay,
from
sure.
Pocahontas.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There's a piece of music in a famous franchise that sounds an awful lot like it. So you remember the Harry Potter movies? You remember those?
Unfortunately, I do.
There's a piece that goes da 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 bum bum ba da ba bum bum bum, and like you will never be able to hear that sound again without thinking of Savages,
Nope.
Savages.
You know, I wish I could be surprised when I hear that the Nazi Wizard franchise copied its own work from the terribly aged Pocahontas, but this makes way too much sense. You're not really ruining anything. Pocahontas has already ruined itself by existing. Let's face it. And also the Nazi Wizard franchise, which I try not to think about it as much as I can. Anyway. Why couldn't you be a cool dinosaur? I don't like bunnies. Go away. Bunnies are for girls.
I don't know why, but I always associate Lopmon with being a girl. Even though Lopmon's like design is identical to Terriermon, but Lopmon just
I think that's the joke. It's just the name. Also, I was just making a dumb joke there. Don't
No, I get that. But do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why. Like, cause I mean, okay, first of all, Digimon don't have gender. They're gender presenting.
Okay,
they don't
I
have
think we
biological
established
sex.
this multiple times.
Yeah. But
Even the whole idea of gender itself. Gender is more of a spectrum, a presentation, a style, a social construct, if you will. They can have genders in the same way they could wear a jacket, so to speak.
Yeah,
right?
And they have like a gender
Right.
identity. You know, they identify as lady. You know, Lady Devimon. But like they
Theoretically.
digivolve into in a certain way that I like to think reflects their like inner self, like what they want to be.
To the original point, gender is a construct, and Digimon are quite literally a construct of datas and thoughts and feelings and mythologies that come straight from the human subconsciousness. So it all fits into this beautiful thematic
Right, so my
allegory,
question-
if you will.
My question, Blue Corn Moon. Oh, true. I don't know what the Blue Corn Moon from Pocahontas is either. Oh, Pocahontas, the best Pokemon movie. But but yeah, why does Lopmon always seem femme-coded, even though they're like the exact same design as Terriermon?
Well-
I don't get it.
Okay, well, because you know how we are as a species. We like to project our own morals and insecurities and traits onto animals when we find a familiarity with said animals. And rabbits, bunnies, are historically and fabulistically associated with females. Think about Haru from the Beastars series, or Judy Hopps from Zootopia, to give you a couple of examples.
Speaking of Beastars, random tangent. Do you know who her father is?
Oh no.
The person that wrote Beastars?
Who?
The author of Baki. That's her dad. Yeah!
Okay, so her dad is the author of Baki the Grappler?
Yeah!
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
and
that's
then,
fun.
but that's why she wore the chicken mask. You see, probably should have mentioned that before. Piru Itagaki, the person that wears she wears a chicken mask, IRL, for the longest time because she didn't want people to know that her dad was the guy that made Baki, because she wanted her manga to succeed on its own merits. But now people do know, and she still wears the chicken mask. I don't know why.
That's because no, that's because she's a furry, obviously.
I don't know. It's not a very appealing chicken mask. It's basically, that
Okay,
character,
but that's
that one
appeal to
character
her.
that's weird in the series. That's her.
I
think
know,
that's
that's
her
a
stand-in.
self-insert. I remember that. But okay, listen, furries do not need a reason to wear a suit, to wear a fursuit. And especially if they like it, it's all a matter of expression. And by the way, and historically there is a huge Venn diagram between furries and queers
That being said,
from the very beginning.
now that I think about it, that character was weird in a way because, like, the chicken character in Beastars is just like, yes, everyone should consume my eggs, my delicious eggs.
That's
but
a
now,
metaphor for the stories.
well, that's what I'm
she's
thinking,
writing.
right? I've just put this together in my head. I just like, oh my goodness, is the manga her eggs?
Of course it is!
Now
That's
I
so
get it.
obvious! I have only one thing to say about Beastars.
Yeah.
Horniest furry manga and anime I've ever seen. Complete freaking incoherent mess of a story. Completely
The
idiotic.
animation was cool.
But still
though.
enjoyable.
Eh.
Still enjoyable though. The animation is fine, but it doesn't quite capture the unique stylings of the manga.
What are you gonna say? Oh yeah, if you want to see how slow my brain works, only last week was I considering the Pokemon anime. And the fact that the main character is called Ash Ketchum. And I was just thinking to myself,
Okay.
Ketchum.
Okay, Melody.
Ketchum, that's a funny name. It's like ketchup. Or else does it sound like?
Melody.
Oh, it also sounds like Ketchum. Ketchum all. And I was like, oh, 25 friggin' years later. I finally understand the joke.
Well, Melody, I have a good excuse. English was not my first language. What's your excuse?
I don't know, I'm blonde, I guess.
Were you... I'm sorry.
I'm serious, I'm
trying
dead
to-
serious, I did not realize.
Were you always blonde?
Yes, it was a condition I was born with.
Were you literally born with a blonde mane of hair?
Yes.
Wow.
I was
Okay.
yes. I'm trying to take steps. I dyed my hair slightly ginger, but the blonde just came back. I don't know how. I can't.
Okay, first of all, I think blonde is a very nice color, and you should wear it proudly.
I'm pretty sure
And-
it grows from my brain cells. It's
Also, okay, so I know there is a negative stereotype that
It's like
still
elite.
persists to this very day about blonde girls being bimbos and all that. But
blonde guys
you're also-
too. Don't forget blonde
But
guys.
but you also wear glasses. Contrasting elements would balance each other out, and now you are a perfectly average person.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. But you saw the Barbie movie, right? You saw Ken, right? It's a condition that affects guys too, not just girls. All blondes are a little bit.
I think Ken's condition is a bit more worrying than just being blonde. Okay, so Shuji, if you recall the arc that Joe had in the anime, in Digimon Adventure, he was the oldest one, so he felt it was his responsibility to be the leader, and he was being crushed by the pressure that comes with it. This is the same arc, but it's going in a much more dark direction. As you can see, he's a lot less calm. Is constantly on the verge of a breaking point, and he snaps constantly at the little Digimon that's with him, which is supposed to be a reflection of his own insecurities, because that's how metaphors work. And here we are.
Oh, what's that from? Mito Tomaton, don't tell me. Drip, 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 stop. Whoa. It's from Encanto.
Encanto.
yeah.
Oh, were they referencing the best song in the film?
Yeah. My
Okay,
sister,
so
my sister showed me that, and she was like, "It's you,
Coming
Melody,"
soon.
and I'm like,
Digimon
"Oh my god, my
Encanto.
little sister! Oh my god, I love you guys." That she sees
Yes.
me as this big, strong older sister that'll look after her and is trying to keep things together.
Yes. Okay, I will say this. In my experience with musical scores composed by Lin-Manuel Miranda, is that there is always the catchy song that everybody knows and everybody parrots, and then there is always the actually good song that gets overshadowed inevitably. When it comes to Encanto, everybody remembers that one little ditty that he knocked out in 5 minutes. We don't talk about Bruno. Oh, no. We don't talk about Bruno. But the real good song in that film is the Pressure song. And it's not even close.
I picked the neutral option and it was bad.
Oh! Mom is angry. Don't be a filthy centrist. That's the worst thing you could be right now.
Well, look, between Matt and Joe, I think they're both wrong, okay? Mimi was always correct in every situation.
Listen. By Mimi, you mean Saki, right?
Yeah.
That's the Mimi for our episode.
Why are they gonna release another Digimon series? It's just this. It's just the original cast again.
They had done that.
No,
way
they
too
did
many
it. They did a
times.
reboot. They did a reboot of it. And that's okay.
They did
but-
a reboot, which
No.
was.
I mean, a
okay.
shameless rip-off of the original. but it's
Why
different
would you need
characters
more
like
of this? We've been drowning in Digimon Adventure nostalgia for the past 25 years or so. The most definitive ending to that story that could possibly be had, we've had that already.
Or it
Let's
3
move on.
times.
Yes, I would argue that the original ending was good enough, but they had to keep going for a second season, and then the OVA series when they were high schoolers, and then they were in college, and then they die, and... Okay, how many times do we need to have the same sad, tear-jerking finale over and over again? Let's focus on new characters. Let's have something more akin to Ghost Game, for example, which was different, at least. Not perfect,
I want another Isekai.
but yeah.
I want another Isekai with a group of kids. I want what they did with what's it? Frontier? Is it you know where they were the Digimon?
Terrible example.
No. I want that, but with partners. Right?
Okay, but you do recall that in Frontiers they could just come and go whenever they pleased from the digital world,
No,
right?
no, they couldn't. Not
Yes.
the one where they became...
Yes, they could.
Am I thinking the
Yes,
right
they could.
one? No, they couldn't come and go. They were stuck there. The train took them there.
No, they could come and go at first, at least. I remember that.
At that time I was reincarnated as a slime that reviews nostalgic content online.
Listen, I don't remember
Okay.
all that well. Frontiers was some time ago, and I was not interested
What
in
I
it.
say is, it was good in the sense, or even Cross Wars was pretty cool, but just only in the sense that they're going to the digital world and they find all these cool things and like these little civilizations. There were a bunch of
Okay.
shell Numamon living on a cliff, and they live horizontally. Like that's a cool idea. There's another one where
Okay,
they go
well,
to like
Melody-
the Angel City in the sky. Like that's
Uh-huh.
cool. I want them exploring and meeting weird Digimon doing weird stuff. I don't want
I
police
am
officers.
of the opposite opinion. I am of the opposite opinion right now, especially after watching Ghost Game, because I like the idea of a Monster of the Week or a Mystery of the Week show. Ghost Game was a weekly horror show for children, basically. It was new, it was different. I would love something akin to a murder mystery show where they solve mysteries every week. Right? Maybe we could do Digimon set in an alternate dimension where everything looks like Victorian England. Right?
Sure.
You have a human Sherlock Holmes with a Digimon Watson, or vice versa. Right? You could do so much with this franchise because it is not bound by canon or a strict set of rules. They can reinvent canon whenever they want. And they have done Isekai way too many times already. Way too many times. There's too much Isekai in general.
Because like I'd like them to do what Digimon Adventure kind of like it got close to and never really like did fully. You know, like all the dark stuff, like the Eldritch and horror.
You forget about Tamers.
The dark, but like the dark ocean. Well, yeah, no, Tamers was good. That's what I mean. But so like something like Tamers, where they are in the digital world, because that's by far the best bit of that series.
Also wants them to name the main characters.
I disagree. I think the best bit is the final arc.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The final arc, a lot of it takes place in the digital world, where like they're meeting a person that now lives in the digital world.
No, not really.
He's talking about what Digimon are and what they represent and the potential that children have to become anything.
No,
and
talking
that's
about
Digimon...
the final. I am talking about the final arc,
the Mother
where when reality gets overtaken by this digital body horror. Essentially.
But like I like the lead up to that. I like the sort of going into the digital world, running into a kid that had been there for like ages. Rio, I think his name was.
Okay, that was complete nonsense.
I loved it. I like Antilamon.
Video game nobody played.
I like that Antilamon was like this big diva, big evil thing, and then it makes friends with a child, and then suddenly turns back into a Lockmon. Because it's like, well, now you're this kind of Digimon that goes back to being a rookie every now and then.
Okay. But what makes Digimon Tamers so special is the fact that even amidst the loose canon of Digimon, it is such a unique show. Could probably never be repeated again, not fully. Even if they try, and they shouldn't try.
But I like when they go into backstories and stuff. And like I said, in Digimon Adventure, there were bits where it was like hinting at like a deeper, mysterious background plot and stuff. The fact that like there was that factory that makes nothing, and like Izzy starts like hacking into the code of the world, and somehow manages to actually force Tentamon into a Digivolution, and it's like, how did that happen? What did he stumble across? And then it's like, it's never brought up again. Let's just forget that ever happened.
I think it's more interesting if some mysteries are never quite revealed. They leave room for interpretation. There is this world made of digital datas that doesn't quite work the way we think reality should work, and yet there is enough about it that's familiar to us because it comes from us.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like all the stuff like the Kari arc and stuff, where it's going back to like Jedi, and I was working as a scientist in the digital world, and then there was like a machine war and stuff. It's like, oh my goodness, this is so good. Like more of this, please. I want to know more.
That is a recurring issue with the first 2 seasons of Digimon, in that they might introduce some interesting hooks, like that potential Elder God subplot in season 2.
Dragamon and the Dark Ocean, yeah.
Yes,
wow.
But they never really followed it up. But you know what came out of that? Out of that came out Digimon Tamers. Because that was supposed to be an arc written by the same person, who then would wind up writing Digimon Tamers.
Yeah,
and it is the same person who also wrote Serial Experiments Lane.
But like, okay. The reason...
Unfortunately, it is also the same person who went off his rocker and made a sequel to Tamers, a scripted sequel, which was them fighting against the woke mind virus, and cancel culture.
No,
That
but like
happened,
the fact that it was hinting with the Dark Ocean, it was hinting at something that was beyond the digital world. Like that's cool. Like there's like there's something even deeper.
But no, we couldn't have that. Instead, we have to fight against the Tommy Wiseau as an anime villain.
Yeah.
That's that sure was a character. Generally speaking, season 2 of Adventure was in fact a write-off for most fans, and we could not wait to get to Digimon Tamers, which was the definitive best example of a Digimon show when it comes to writing and pacing, and even the English version is very good. And considering the time, which was the channel Jetix in 2002, basically, its status as a lightning in a bottle is more acute. Something like that doesn't happen often in terms of quality and in terms of how anything gets localized to English from Japanese. But that's what makes it special.
Oh god, we actually doing a Ferris wheel thing. Why?
Oh, right,
Why is Digimon so obsessed with Ferris wheels?
Because they're fun.
I guess they were in the Digimon movie. They were
fantasy elements.
They were in Summer Wars
Callbacks.
for some reason.
They are in Summer Wars because Mamoru Osoda, luminary of animation, who started off as a director for Digimon, made Summer Wars, which was, by all intents and purposes,
Just the Digimon
a remake
movie.
of a Digimon film. Yes, that's it. That's what that was.
But why Ferris wheels? Why what is it?
Callbacks. Callbacks. Gratuitous callbacks.
Never changes.
Also, Ferris wheels are inherently romantic. They harken back to simpler times. It's romantic. It's nostalgic. And therefore, it is associated with a time you can no longer
Well, the
grasp
abandoned
when you were a child.
The abandoned theme park thing has like a different context in Japan, though, doesn't it? Because it's sort of like it was like a thing that happened after the economic crash, I believe. Like, because there was a huge boom, and when there was, lots of these like parks sort of like popped up and stuff because extra money. But then after the economic crash, a lot of them shut down. So like you've got a lot of abandoned theme parks all over Japan.
Right.
And hence
yes.
why it's in like Spirited Away. That takes place in an abandoned theme park.
We have the aesthetic, the meaning and symbolism of an abandoned theme park in the West as well. When it comes to the American countryside, it is a reference to so many side attractions that closed off as the times would change. So they become a memory to times past. There is a sense of romanticism, but also haunting memories attached to them. In Japan, specifically, in the historical context of Japan, they reference the traumatic time of the economic crisis after the bubble burst in the 90s.
Oh, there was an anime that was really good about. It's about the stock market, which sounds absolutely boring as hell, but it's really good.
Oh
anime.
no. I think I know what anime you're talking about. Is it Shangri-La?
I don't know. It's all about like Midas bucks and stuff.
No, because there is an anime about the stock market set in a post-apocalyptic future called Shangri-La, and the villainess is this artificial intelligence android woman who dresses up as a Nazi dominatrix this one time and declared herself the warden of a penitentiary for the explicit purpose of tormenting the protagonist who was sent there.
No. This anime
That's
is
not
like
it.
it's not that one. It might be Investor Z. I can't remember. It was. Oh, like there's kind of like this world that you can go into where you
Are those
make
footsteps?
you make your assets fight, right? And your asset is, oh my god, Palmon!
It's
the best
Palmon and
one!
Potatomon.
I don't care about these
It's
ones.
a Flowermon
I don't care about
and,
that
and
one.
a Potatomon.
Go back
and
to the middle one.
Pigeonmon.
Yeah, no, but
Anyway.
your assets is like anthropomorphized
Hey,
thing. And they try-
Hey, hold on a minute, Melody. You can't say that. You can't say that on stream.
Yeah. But it's all run by like this insane sort of thing that's like generates like Midas bucks and stuff, and it's all about like, you know, the economy blowing up and then you know like imploding on itself. And there's a point where it tries to attack like the same demon that's sort of taking over America. And like there's just a really cool line where the sort of like money demon of America is just like, oh, there's a lot of investors here. And it's just like, oh, it's doing the same thing in America, but it's just not reached like fruition yet. And it's really good. It's really good. I will not tell you more about my assets. We're going to talk about Palmon.
It's time to smack those assets.
Look at this
away.
thing. Oh, and you get your puddles on your head, and the little gremlin face that she retains as Lilymon. She still has that face.
As it happens, I think Potatomon is also cute. I know it's Patamon, but I'm calling him Potatomon because it's funny.
Not Patamon,
And
Palmon.
I'm funny. I was talking about Patamon. I think Patamon is cute. Okay?
Patamon's okay. There is no Palmon.
We're not kidnappers, Mary the Platypus. I think we're going to have to kill this guy, Steven.
Oh no, the Digimon have formed a
Okay, can we get
revolutionary
to the
committee.
fight already so we can skip over all the misunderstanding, which is getting old?
What?
Oh, so they thought we kidnapped those children. Okay, okay, I see.
Yes, it does sound scary. Well done,
so
Forum. I'm so
scary.
glad you're here.
Oh no, so scary. Oh no. I bet you wish you had Palmon instead.
See, I thought being turned to stone wasn't scary until Floramon pointed that out. We're so lucky to have her here on this journey with us. To point
We are
these
so
things.
blessed.
Otherwise, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know that being turned to stone is scary.
I think you might have a bias for plant-based Digimon.
They're pretty cool.
Okay, well, Palmon was my choice for a starter too in Cyber Sleuth. I
The
agree.
best one.
Finally.
そうよなんでそんなこと言って
なんかこう獣できればそうしたい
たくま
This is getting old, Mary the
So I've
Platypus.
been watching this anime Dandadan.
So what do we do now? Kill them! You asked for this, kills them.
来ないと言うなら
It's about
Ow!
a boy who
Ow!
believes in aliens and a girl who believes in ghosts and her sexy grandma.
くそ仕方ない
I think you were forced to fight them regardless. Or not.
に
Never
何
mind.
だったんだわか
いいんじゃない
まあな
Boy, that sure was a whole scene, wasn't it?
I wanted to get a Palmon. Then I could have sunk all this
Okay.
stuff into her.
Okay, Melody. Okay, first of all, rephrase that. please, for the love of Yggdrasilmon.
Well, you know what? It's not Idrisilmon, it's just Idrisil. He's a CPU, he's not a program.
I have a mind virus mon.
He's literally the only character in Digimon apart from the humans that doesn't have Mon at the end of his name. He's just Yggdrasil.
Okay, but as I was saying,
Yggdrasil.
what was I saying again?
Yeah, Yggdrasil. Yeah, Yggdrasil is basically the god of the digital world.
So, okay, remember that...
And
when
yes, World Tree,
you-
hahaha, very funny. Digimon's very clever that way. It's
Yes, very clever Norse mythology reference. We all get it.
and that's
Very
why we
funny.
swear upon Yggdrasil. Or Teldrassil.
Okay, in Norse mythology, there is the Yggdrasil, the world
World
tree. There is our world, which is called Midgard.
Which is a
There is
middle
the
world.
world,
Midgard.
yes, the middle world. There is the world of the gods, which is Asgard, right? There is the world of the frost giants, which is called, I don't remember. And so on and so forth. And
No, not Jotunheim.
I think that was it.
Oh yeah, it's Jotunheim. Jotunheim is Land of Giants. But then you also have
Right.
Niflheim, the Land of Ice and Snow, which is where you go if you fail to die a hero's death. You go to Niflheim
Yes.
I
for a bit.
watched a bunch
But
of
then
Valor
if you
Yes.
succeed, you
when I
get
was
to go
unemployed and
back to
destroyed my
Valhalla.
brain.
To
which is another
Valhalla.
way. But
Yes.
if you fail again, then you go to Helheim, and it's like, well, you had 2 chances, you blew it, so just live with hell forever.
Right. Yes. And also there is this
Cloud
gigantic
5 is there.
serpent called the Madhog, which is nibbling at the roots of the tree.
No, that's
And one day-
Jormungandr, isn't it? Jormungandr.
No,
is a-
no. You're confusing the Nidhogg with the world serpent, which is the son of Loki.
Yeah.
That's a whole other serpent. No.
There's 2
A
serpents.
completely different character. I'll have you know there is
What's
multiple
with this
giant
snake
wolves.
problem in Norse mythology?
I'll have you know there are multiple snakes and also there are multiple wolves, not just Fenrir, mind you. Right. So anyway, so there is the Nidhogg, which is nibbling at the roots of the tree, and one day during Ragnarok, it will devour the entire tree.
And
That's
Fenrir,
one of the
Fenrir will
things
eat the sun because he's a hungry
Meant
boy.
to happen.
He's a hungry boy, okay? And he's a
It
bull.
is one of the things
He's a doggo,
that are
he
meant
can't help
to
it.
happen during Ragnarok. I think Odin and the World Serpent will
There's an
kill each
entire
other in a
snake.
fight.
ちょっとかわいそう。
I know that Thor falls in Ragnarok, doesn't he? Like he
Yes,
kills
but
Jormungandr
And
but
then
gets
Fenrir
bitten by
will
him.
escape his chains and some
I
weird
think
shit
I
will
think
go
they
down.
kill each other. Yes, there is a lot of, and then they killed each other
Loki will probably
during
do some
Ragnarok.
weird sex stuff.
like that.
Oh, my favorite thing about Loki. His wife was actually the goddess of faithfulness and loyalty. Meanwhile, Loki would always toddle off to Jotunheim to have relations with a female giant called Ongabortha, which I think is just the best name for a giant lady ever. It's like, Loki, you've been hanging around with Ongabortha again, haven't you? No.
Do you know what
Friggin'
my favorite?
Ongabortha.
Would you like to know what my favorite Loki fact is?
That when they went to go save, was it no, not Frigg, Freya? No.
No, my
the
favorite Loki.
giantess, that got captured by the.
No, let me say. No, my favorite Loki story is when he shape-shifted himself into a mare to get impregnated by
to lead the
one of the
giant
horses
thing,
of Odin.
Yes.
And he did it for a prank.
No,
so
it wasn't.
Apparently,
it wasn't the horse of
so
Odin.
apparently-
No. It was the horse. It was the horse of the giant that was building the wall for the Aesir. And if the giant finished the wall on time, then they would get Loki's head as payment. But then he couldn't finish the wall because Loki led the horse away.
but we are burying the lead here. Loki TF'd into a mare, got himself pregnant, and then gave birth carried the pregnancy as a mare.
So he and Loki disguised themselves.
Yes,
Loki's
yes, that's my
incredible.
favorite one.
If
That's
I remember
yes, yeah.
correctly.
Well, yeah, because the giantess
Well, it is a melody
that
of the
lives
Madhog.
with the
I
giants.
hope you're being well.
Hi, we're talking Greek, the Norse mythology. They
I'm
get
talking
kidnapped by
about
the
Loki.
giants, and the giants and a couple of the weapons, I think, like
And they gave the resulting six-legged flying horse to him as a gift.
what's it called, Mjolnir, and the spear. I forget what the spear's called. But anyway, they've got those, and basically they're holding them. No, they're holding the weapons as hostage, and they want the giantess back, but she wants to live with the Aesir in Asgard. And so Loki's just like, oh well, Thor, you're about the same build as this giantess, so you know. And no, the best thing about this story is that he convinces Thor to go in drag when Loki is a shapeshifter. And I think this is on purpose.
That's great. Now Loki is a shapeshifter and a trickster, and honestly, good for him.
Odin's lance, yes.
Yes. We all love ourselves our queen/king who can TF into a mare and become pregnant.
Actually, so like Thor had a wife called Sif with the golden hair. And she was
But
blonde.
also Loki, it's fair to say, was a massive furry because all of his children were either wolves or snakes.
Well, no, not all of them. One was Hel, and she was born half alive and half dead. And all the living were like, spooky
that's
skeleton girl. But the dead were just like, yeah, we've seen worse. And so she's like, I'm gonna live with the dead, I think, because they're not a bunch of judgmental jerks. They're judging me for being half dead and having like a skeleton face. You stupid living. And so that's why she lives in Helheim, the home of Hel. Helheim.
Being born half dead and half alive. Incredible.
あんなのかわいそうよ
Thor did not shave his beard. They put a veil on him.
葵の言う通りだわ
I mean, half of Norse mythology is just Loki playing pranks to other people, basically.
My favorite story is how Mjolnir came to be, and it does involve Sif. Basically, Thor
I
wakes up.
like the story of Asgard Loki where Thor and Loki went to some giants.
The
and
point
did-
is,
Oh,
we
yeah, that's
cannot
a good
wait
one.
to see this. We are waiting for the episode of the Loki show where Loki gets impregnated by a horse. I'm sure it's going to happen anytime soon.
I want the one where Thor wakes up in Sif with the golden hair, like she's bald. And he's just like, you're bold. And she's like, I'm what? And he's like, you're bold. And she's like, who could have done this? And Thor's just
Who
like,
could have done this?
really? Thor's just like,
Who
really?
could have possibly done this? In the other room, Loki is making the Grinch face.
Yeah, so he goes over to Loki and he's like, why did you do it? And he's like, oh, you know what you're talking about. It's like, I'm talking. So he starts beating up on him. I was like, okay, yeah, I did it. It's like, why did you do it? And Loki's just like, that would be funny. It's
It was pretty funny.
and he's just like, well, put it back. And it's like, yeah, but hair doesn't work like that, Thor, you big dummy. That's and he's like, it is how it works. Otherwise, I'm gonna break every bone in your body. And guess what?
Oh
you're
my
an
God.
You're an ace here. You're gonna survive it. I bet I can do it again, and I'll do it again until I get a good time, you know. And I'm gonna get good at breaking every bone in your body.
Of their time.
And then Loki was just like, well, the doors, they can make anything. And he's just like, well, you better get going. I'm feeling bone breaking coming on. And then Loki, but he goes to the doors. Actually, he goes to the first set of doors and then goes to a different set of doors. The whole thing. But he goes to Petrie, the dwarf, which was the one in the Marvel movie that was played by what's his face from Game of Thrones.
I know.
Peter Dinklage.
Freaking Pete, yes,
Yeah,
Peter
yeah.
Dinklage.
He played
yes.
Petrie. But anyway, Petrie the dwarf, and basically he was like, oh, the gods
Inventor
want
of
you.
the dish.
Well, the gods want you to make these things for them. They want some like tools and stuff, and also could you make some hair? Just
I like
the gods
that.
want they specifically wanted you to make some hair. I was like, why hair? It doesn't matter. Can you make it? And they're just like, well, yeah, but we're gonna need payment. And he's just like, well, what you want? And it's like, well, your head, maybe. I think, you know, it's a very clever head, and I think we could turn it into something like a thinking machine, or like maybe something useful like a paint pot. So it's,
そうだよね
and Loki's just like, well, only if the gods like all of them, and the dwarves are like, okay, and so they start making them, and he waits for them to make the hair, right? But then they start casting other things like the spear. Again, I've forgotten the name. Gungnir, was it? The spear.
Gungnir?
Yeah. Skidblutnir, which is a kind of boat. But when they're making Skidblutnir, Loki turns himself into a fly. He's like, right,
Go rhyme.
I gotta mess this up now. Like, it needs to be really rubbish. Otherwise, the gods are really gonna like it, and I'm gonna be dead. So he starts biting Petrie on the nose while he's trying to cast it and trying to focus, can't do it. But he manages to do it, right? Because dwarves are good, right? And it's just like, oh, so stupid fly, but I managed to make Skidblutnir. Everything went round. He's working on these golden rings called Dropnir, and he does the same thing. And he's really biting like him on the nose, and there's like this blood streaming, but he's like, no, I'm fine. I make it. Because he's dwarf, right? He's good at what he does. And then they're finally working on the last thing, which is like a hammer, and he's trying to really hard. And at this point, like, Loki just goes all out, and he miscasts it. And he's like, it's fine. We'll just take them to them anyway, and we'll see what. So, they go to the gods. They go to the Aesir, and they're just like, oh, we've got all these gifts for you and stuff. And they give Sif her golden hair, which is literally made out of gold strands. And it attaches herself to her hair, and she's Sif for the golden hair again. That's all good. Thor is not going to break all the bones in Loki's body, at least not today. And then they get Dropnir, which is a golden ring that drops 10 identical golden rings every now and then. Which
Sonic?
Yeah, which is really cool. So, like, I mean that would get so out of hand so quickly, but don't think about it.
Just know the Norse races probably aren't what we are thinking. Not only the confusion of elves and dwarfs, and probably
Sorry,
not
just
short
chat's
like
talking.
us,
I will
but
continue the
also
story.
The frost giants probably aren't giant, and probably just alternate Pythians.
Right. So then the Skidblutnir, or there's the spear as well, which is cool. The Skidblutnir, which is really cool as well. Actually, Monday, it's a boat that's made so well that you can fold it up and put it in your pocket. And it's like, I want that. I want a boat I can fold up and put it in my pocket. That's cool. They really liked it. Then the last one, they were like, we're really sorry, we didn't make it properly and stuff. And Loki's like, oh, this is brilliant. It's like, okay, so it's called Mjolnir, and you can see it's Warhammer, but we made the handle's a bit stubby, you know, and a Warhammer's supposed to be a two-handed weapon. It's supposed to be the big thing that you hold with two hands. It's this stubby little handle, but, you know, when you throw it, it does come back to you and stuff. And he's just like, oh, brilliant, Thor's gonna hate it. And Thor's like, I love it. So the dwarves are like, well, time for payment, Loki. And then Loki has to do some quick thinking, and he's just like, I promised you my head. And the dwarves are like, yeah, just sharpening the knife. What of it? Yeah, but that's what we're gonna take. That's right. And the knife. I was like, I didn't promise you my neck. I was like, yeah. Well, you can have my head. Just don't touch my neck in any way. And the dwarf's like, and so Loki's like, well, I sure did get out of that one. And then the dwarf was like, you know why I'm gonna do though? Since you promised me a head. And he just sews up his mouth. It's like,
Also,
never again.
Thor's hammer may have been an axe originally.
It wasn't never again. But yeah, even with an axe, like an axe is supposed to have a long handle, like a little short little axe. Bleh. But that's why Mjolnir is short and stubby, because of Loki.
Right, that's a very fun story. Yes, it is a very unusual looking hammer by Vikings tradition.
Well, yeah, because a warhammer is supposed to be long, so that you can get like
yes,
leverage
you're
on it.
supposed to hold it with two hands, but now you have a free hand, you can hold something else.
Also because it was a phallic
Right?
symbol.
You've invented some kind of Norse mythology boomerang.
Also, did you know Thor is supposed to have red hair, not blonde hair?
Yes, I'm aware. But, you know, Marvel kind of ruined that whole perception of the character. The original Marvel's Thor is basically buff Asterix without the mustache. With the helmet and everything. You never thought about it, huh?
Well, not really. Oh, I like the mead of poetry. I think that's my favorite story.
The Asterix helmet. With the
Is Loki
wings.
involved in some way?
No, well, kind of, but not really. I mean, Loki's always involved a little bit, but
Because it's Loki, of course.
so is Thor. But basically, Odin one day is just sort of like, "Yo, boys, come here. I want you to build me some barrels." And they're just like, "What?" It's like, Dad's gone off his rocker, and it's like, "No, I want you to build me some barrels. Leave the tops off and leave them by the wall. That wall that we tricked that giant to make that one time. Yeah, that wall. If you just leave the barrels there, that's great. Thank you." And so they so they start making these barrels. It's like that's fucking lost. Sorry, I swore. But it's like, he's our dad, so we'll make the barrels for him. Anyway, he goes off on his travels, and as Odin is prone to do, he wears a disguise. Which is why if you ever see an old man with one eye, you know you better be nice to him.
You beat him to death. Got it.
No.
How many
You
times
can
do we
beat
have to
it-
teach you the same lesson, old man?
Yeah,
Hilt is like
all
the
the-
Thomas Inch
all the-
dumbbell, where it is so thick that it is hard to get a good grip to lift it, which is why, despite not being the heaviest, it is hard to lift.
Yes. But no, you can beat up all the other old people, just not the ones with one eye. Okay. Right. But anyway,
That's...
he goes to Jotunheim, right? Disguise. And he comes across this castle. And that's his goal. But the giant that's supposed to be there, guarding the mead of poetry. Whoa. This fantabulous mead that would make anybody a poet, an amazing poet, or an artist, or musician, or whatever it is that you make. Like, you're gonna be amazing if you drink from it. The giant that's supposed to guard it, he's on holiday or something. It doesn't matter. But there's a giantess that's like looking after the place, and naturally, Odin schmoozes this giantess a little bit, and they have some relations, as one is prone to do in Norse mythology. And afterwards, he's just like, "Oh, you're such a nice giantess with your face and your eyes maybe, but I wish I could articulate myself better. I'm not good with the words. If only there was some concoction that I could drink, perhaps, that would allow me to say how good you are." And the giantess is just like, "Well, it's funny you should mention that." I've got this mead of poetry stuff. And Oda's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, but I'm supposed to be guarding it, so you can only have like one little sip. Just one little sip. Just one little sip." And she takes him over to the barrel, and he's just like, "So okay, just one sip. Is that one sip's all you need? Just one little sip. I'm supposed to be guarding it after all." And then he's just like, "Right." And so he downs the whole thing, but he keeps it in his cheeks, and he turns into a bird, which I can only imagine he still has his cheeks like inflated, but he's just a bird, right? And flies out of the castle. and
I think Loki takes after Odin after all.
Anyway, so Odin the bird with giant cheeks just...
No, you see, it's cute when Odin does it, but when Loki does it, oh no, national crisis.
Well,
I see how it is.
He's flying down the branches of Yggdrasil and across the things back to Asgard and stuff. And the giantess, she's chasing after him. It's like, "Oh, you rapscallion. I wish I had drunk the mead of poetry so I could come up with better insults." But she's... so at this point, so like, he's getting close to Asgard, and Thor and Loki are just like, "I wonder why Dad wanted us to build these barrels." Anyway, They're pretty much
Oh,
creditors.
God.
They're done. I'm sure he had his reasons. And he's just like, "Whoa, throw Loki in the barrels." It's like, "Yeah, no, we did it. Hi, Dad, the bird with beer or something in his mouth." But the giantess, she's closing in on him. But he manages to spit it over the wall into the barrels to lose some weight, right? And it said that, Asgard is on a branch that's just above Midgard, because Midgard is the middle world, right? And so some of that mead sprinkled down from the branches of Yggdrasil and hit some mortals. So if one of your ancestors got hit by the mead of poetry, then you'd have a general knack for some kind of art or music or whatever, right?
I love the sheer creativity that primitive man would come up with to justify how things work in the world.
You got hit by magic booze, essentially.
Yes, magic booze. Thanks, Odin, All Father. Odin, All Father, why are you such a fail girl? Why do we worship you?
However,
God puke
right?
on you. You are truly
He swallowed a bit. You know when you try and hold some liquid in your mouth and you accidentally swallow a little bit of it? He did swallow a bit of it. And the giantess was about to sort of catch up to him, even after spitting out all the thing. So at the very last moment, he farted some of the mead in her face. But that also trickled down from the branches above, because Midgard is under Asgard, and it trickled down from the branches and hit Midgard. So if you've got a friend that's like not very good at art or not very good at, and their music's not too good, and well, maybe, just maybe. Yeah, they got some of the other stuff. Yeah. I don't know what the moral of that story is. I don't think they had morals. I think stuff just sort of happened.
No, I don't think it's just yes. I think stuff happens and it's somehow Loki's fault, even when it's not Loki's fault, is the default moral of Norse mythology. And honestly, and I am tempted to regale you with tales from Greek mythology, but I think we have had enough. I cannot top Odin farts mead in front of a giant woman. Greek mythology is so basic compared to Norse mythology.
Cute.
It's one of you think so, nobody's here, there's no sound, etc, etc. Still a kind of like amusement, more like what's supposed to, never mind, forget I said that. Anyway.
Do we get to recruit Palmon, is my question.
Okay, so I think you might be able to find a Palmon during a free battle.
Right.
If you want to do a free battle, check if they have a Palmon available. And then you may attempt to recruit them in that usual obtuse Shin Megami Tensei style manner.
Oh, that's true.
Also,
oh, wait, can I recruit her now?
I don't think you can. I think this is a story battle. Those are off limits.
I'm going
Start
to give it a go.
Go on then.
Tyrannomon. Ah.
In the Matrix, we are the Digimon. And we don't know about it. This is my world, Mr. Agumon.
Mr. Jellymon. No, is it? Okay, I can't just jump over people. Brilliant. Okay.
Okay, you have a choice. You have a choice to make, Agumon. Red pineapple.
The red Digi-Shroom or the blue Digi-Shroom?
Okay, well, you get the idea. So after all the trouble of powering up your Floramon. You're not even using your Floramon in battle?
I didn't get a chance. Oh no, I did. I did use my Floramon. It's a Vegemon at the minute.
Oh, right, I forget that's the evolution. Yikes.
Yeah. Not the Rosemon I was hoping for, but...
Hopefully the next line of evolution for Floramon will be more to your taste.
Gonna be a new one.
No. No, there are Numemon in this game, but they are the hardest creature to recruit for some inexplicable reason.
Why?
I don't know. Also, you want to take those treasure chests, please. Please, please. Break the treasure chests. Die. Come on, you have Lopmon that's close by, was close by to a treasure chest. Yes.
Are you happy now? I got
What'd
some
you get?
Ribs.
Good. That's always useful. There you go.
Sincerity melon.
Good, I guess.
Huh?
Honestly, I think you would become a Numemon with blonde hair.
Marymon! Digivolve! Yo! 38th
No,
best
Marymon,
gosh darn
No, I'll tell you
Digimon
what
player in the country!
Mellymon, more like Smellymon. Am I right, chat?
No, that's my dark evolution. That's when Ty pushed me too hard and didn't feed me any protein. Don't eat protein, turns into skeleton. Oh.
You know, the Digimon Adventure anime is not a good tutorial for the games at all.
Run, shoot. No, Killian. The Killian experience covered this, right? You see in the previous scene that Ty is trying to force feed Agumon so he has enough energy to digivolve, but he's stuffing vegetables and fruit in there. There ain't no protein. And no protein can't digivolve muscle, turns into skeleton.
Yes, I'm sure that's the meaning that everybody takes out of that scene. I'm sure of it.
It was good.
Oh, that's what you meant. Isn't true.
Okay, well, I think we are done for this week, everybody.
Yes, you know
As you
what
can
time
see-
it is.
Oh, hold on. As you can see, quite a lot was achieved today. We went to an abandoned amusement park and we fought a couple of Digimon
It's
kids
10:15.
and something Empreg horse.
Right, I'm just gonna pop it here. There we go. Anyway, with Bolero in the background, playing as it does, I want to thank everybody for coming to the 38th best Digimon player stream in the world.
You're going to co-host on this for the foreseeable future, aren't you?
Well, I don't see the 39th best Digimon player here. Do you? Also, I won at Singleton. I didn't win, I came third. But I did it with Mastimon, because I'm insane. And it worked out. Like golly, and I got 4 Christmas Palmons. They're pretty cute. I'm gonna find a picture of it quickly. Christmas Palmon. And that'd be a good thing to show at the end of the thing. Thank you so much for coming to this stream and all this. And I did not time this well, but here is the Christmas Palmon, or at least a sample. I save it to the desktop. There's no music happening right now. This is really awkward, but I need to put the Christmas Palmon up here to show you what I won and I got 5 of them. I only need 4, but I got 5, baby. And there she is. Look how amazing this is. It's just Mimi, and she has an Santa suit, and it's the good
can't see it.
Palmon. Oh, you can't see it. If you look at my stream, you can see it.
Later.
And basically, it says that you can play it, and you get to search for a vegetation or fairy, which is basically all of Bloomlord. So it is a good Palmon, which Bandai usually is bad at this. They will make a promotional card, and it's not the one that actually people play, and it doesn't go in any deck. But this one does, and I got 4 of them because I'm the 38th best goddamn Digimon player in the country.
Wholesome stream, Melody.
Yes. Anyway, thank you so much for coming to the stream, and I shall see you all next week. Oh, bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Anyway, good night, everybody. Love you all. You stay out of trouble now, and just 38th best Digimon player.